you are exhausted. Not because the work is inherently impossible, but because you are playing a game of volume. You operate under the quiet, desperate assumption that sweating more than the person next to you is a legitimate strategy. You believe that if you just answer the message 3 minutes faster, stay at the desk an hour later, or produce slightly more output than your peers, you will finally secure your position. You will finally be safe. You won't. Volume is a peasant's game. I am going to show you how to build a psychological and strategic fortress. We are going to construct a form of leverage so deeply embedded in your character and so intertwined with how you process reality that the concept of competition becomes entirely irrelevant. Walk into any corporate office, any startup hub, or any professional environment. What do you actually see? You see a room full of people terrified of being average, furiously trying to out-optimize one another. But here is the cold truth. If your primary value to the marketplace, or even to your personal relationships, relies on being faster, cheaper, or simply more available, you are not a strategist, you are a utility. You are a very sharp tool. And what happens to tools? They get used until the edge dulls, and then they are quietly replaced by a newer, cheaper version. If an employer, a rival, or a partner can quantify exactly what you do, they can document it. If they can document it, they can copy it. And if they can copy it, your replacement is already being trained. You have been taught that power comes from outworking the room. You have been conditioned to think that influence is a reward for carrying the heaviest burden. Actually, power comes from playing a game the room doesn't even realize is happening. The people who hold true authority, the ones who dictate the terms of their own reality, do not compete on effort, they compete on asymmetry. They build advantages that are structurally impossible for their rivals to reproduce, even if those rivals are standing right next to them, taking meticulous notes. Consider the standard high achiever. You know the exact type. They are the first to speak in every meeting. They volunteer to take on the projects no one else wants. They chronically burn themselves to the ground, operating under the delusion that their exhaustion makes them indispensable. They desperately need you to see how hard they are working. They need the applause now. Look at the quiet observer sitting at the corner of that exact same table. They speak perhaps twice. They do half the physical labor. Yet when decisions are actually finalized, everyone in the room subconsciously looks to them for approval. Why? Because while the overachiever was busy pulling levers, the observer was mapping the room. The observer spent their time understanding the unstated insecurities of the executive team. They became the quiet bottleneck for critical information. They cultivated relationships that do not show up on any spreadsheet. They learned who actually wields influence and who merely holds a title. When the overachiever quits in a blaze of burnout, they are replaced in 3 days by someone younger, willing to work for 20% less. But when the observer takes a 2-week absence, the entire structural integrity of the department begins to panic. One was an impressive employee. The other was an uncopyable asset. What you are likely experiencing right now, this frantic need to prove your worth through constant motion, is the commoditization of anxiety. Society trains you to run fast to soothe your terror of being left behind. It tells you that if you just keep moving, you are safe. When you respond to an email 3 minutes after it arrives at 11 at night, you think you are proving your dedication. What you are actually broadcasting is your lack of boundaries and your fear of being irrelevant. You are teaching them that your time has no intrinsic value. Anxiety makes you loud. It makes you highly predictable. It forces you to put all your cards on the table, desperate to show everyone how valuable your hand is. But anxiety and speed are highly visible traits. And in any competitive environment, whatever is visible can be cloned. If your advantage is just working 80 hours a week, someone else will happily work 90. If your advantage is lowering your price, Someone else will eventually do it for free. The architects of enduring power, the minds Machiavelli studied, the strategists who survived regime changes and market collapses, understood a fundamental truth about human nature. We are biologically wired to react. When threatened, we strike back. When praised, we soften. When ignored, we overcompensate. The vast majority of the population lives in a perpetual state of stimulus and response. They are entirely governed by their external environment. If an employer or a rival can make you angry, they control you. If they can make you desperate for their validation, they own you. This is why competing strictly on effort is a trap. Extreme effort in many cases is simply a reaction to a standard set by someone else. It is you, sprinting on a treadmill that another person plugged in. You think you are winning the race, but they own the machine. True leverage is invisible. It does not live in your output. It lives in the spaces between your actions. It is found in the requests you calmly decline, the provocations you observe but do not react to, the empty silence you allow to stretch, refusing to fill it with nervous chatter. It is a quiet, heavy gravity that forces other people to adjust to your orbit rather than you frantically adjusting to theirs. To stop being a commodity, you must stop operating like one. You must stop trying to beat the crowd at a game designed to exhaust them and start playing a game they lack the emotional regulation to even perceive. We are going to break down the 5 pillars of uncopyable leverage. These are not temporary tactics. They are fundamental rewirings of your psychological baseline. They require a level of emotional discipline that most people simply cannot stomach. The masses want a shortcut. They can copy this afternoon. They want a script, a template. What we are building takes time. It takes restraint. And most importantly, it takes a profound willingness to be entirely misunderstood by the people around you while the foundation sets. Let us begin with the first layer of defense. The first pillar is the void of reactivity. Most people's baseline state is a vibrating wire, waiting to be plucked by circumstance. When a sudden crisis hits, a lost client, an unexpected accusation, a shift in management, watch the room. Watch how quickly the facade crumbles. People hemorrhage information when they panic. They justify, they complain. They send the frantic 6-paragraph text message. They reveal their deepest insecurities because they are desperate to regain a sense of control. Enter the void. Instead of matching their frequency, you offer cold, detached observation. While they are hijacked by adrenaline, you are quietly calculating the new geometry of the situation. You cannot copy someone who refuses to panic. You cannot manipulate a person who does not give you an emotional surface area to strike. When you remain motionless in the face of provocation, your calm becomes a mirror reflecting their chaos. And in that stark reflection, they realize almost instantly that you are operating on an entirely different plane of reality. They are playing a game of ping pong. You are watching them from the rafters. This leads directly to the second pillar, the monopoly of restraint, otherwise known as strategic silence. Human beings possess a desperate, almost pathological need to fill dead air. We conflate talking with contributing. We operate under the tragic assumption that by over-explaining our rationale, we are demonstrating our intelligence. We are not. We are handing over the blueprints of our mind to anyone paying attention. Silence is a vacuum, and human nature abhors a vacuum. When you refuse to fill it, the other person will throw their own leverage into the void just to close the gap. The next time you are in a negotiation or navigating a conflict, state your position clearly and then stop. Do not explain. Do not soften the blow. Do not offer a polite chuckle to ease the tension. Just hold the silence. You will watch the other person physically unravel. They will begin negotiating against themselves. They will reveal their bottom line, their anxieties, and their true motives, entirely unprompted, just to alleviate the crushing weight of your eye contact. Restraint is the ultimate uncopyable advantage because it requires a literal ego death. You must kill the part of yourself that needs them to know how clever you are. You hoard information by letting them speak. The third pillar is the paradox of competence. Most people are glaringly one-dimensional. They fall neatly into predictable archetypes. They are either ruthless and highly effective, which makes them deeply isolated, universally resented, and eventually betrayed. Or they are highly empathetic and well-liked, which makes them malleable, conflict-avoidant, and structurally weak. To become uncopyable, you must fuse traits that rarely exist in the same host. You must cultivate the capacity for absolute, unyielding logic, paired seamlessly with deep, genuine empathy. You must understand human emotion perfectly. You learn to read the subtle fear in a colleague's posture. You possess the warmth to make an ally feel profoundly understood and fiercely protected. Yet, when the moment requires it, you can execute a clinical, entirely unsentimental decision without a single flinch. Imagine the psychological weight of a leader who can look a subordinate in the eye, make them feel entirely validated as a human being, and then calmly terminate their contract because the numbers demand it. A competitor can fake ruthlessness. They can fake warmth. They cannot fake the seamless oscillation between the two. When you are both the most dangerous person in the room and the most understanding, people do not know whether to fear you or love you, so they do both. The fourth pillar is the architecture of exit, the walk-away muscle. This is the absolute, undeniable form of leverage. Modern society is a machine designed to trap you in dependencies, a mortgage you can barely afford, a corporate title you tie your identity to, a relationship you are secretly terrified to lose. When you are dependent, you can be controlled, you can be outpriced, you can be threatened. The architecture of exit means structuring your life, your finances, and your internal psychology in a way that ensures you never genuinely need the outcome of any specific situation. You may prefer a certain outcome, you may work diligently toward it, but you do not need it to survive. It is a dark, quiet comedy, watching someone attempt to manipulate a person who fundamentally does not care if the deal falls through. Bluffing is a tactic. Walking away is a character trait. If your employer knows you have options, your silence becomes a threat. If your partner knows you respect yourself enough to leave, your boundaries become absolute laws. You cannot be trapped if you hold the keys to the exit. You cannot be bullied if you are perfectly comfortable walking into the dark. The fifth pillar is the citadel of the unseen. This is the great filter. This is where the masses disqualify themselves. Everyone claims they want an uncopyable advantage, but they secretly want it to be witnessed. They want the cinematic montage. They want the immediate validation of their peers. The citadel of the unseen is the capacity to endure the void. It is the willingness to do the deeply boring, unglamorous, surgical inner work for years without asking for a single round of applause. It is reading the dry, dense legal documents your peers glossed over. It is spending 6 months quietly fixing the foundational flaw in your own psychology that causes you to seek external validation. It is accumulating thousands of micro-advantages in total obscurity. When your competitor finally notices your ascent, they will panic. They will try to copy your current output. They will mimic your pitch, your style, your outward cadence. They will steal your aesthetic. But they are trying to copy the roof of a building that took you a decade to pour the foundation. For they will collapse under the very first sign of genuine pressure, because they do not have the unseen architecture holding them up. They have the costume, you have the skeleton. We have now reached the axis of this transformation. To integrate these 5 pillars into your daily reality, something inside you must die. You must execute a quiet, total assassination of your own ego. The fundamental reason most people will never build an uncopyable advantage is because they desperately want to be seen building it. They want their cleverness acknowledged. They want to be validated as the smartest person in the room. But the moment you require an audience to validate your intelligence, you hand that audience the leash. You give them the power to define your worth. The individuals who hold power indefinitely, the ones who dictate the terms of reality and survive every shift in the hierarchy, do not hide their methods. They do not operate in total secrecy. They can afford to be entirely transparent. They can show you exactly how they negotiate, how they work, and how they think. Because what they hide are their dependencies. They are entirely uncopyable because their ultimate foundation is not built on what they do. It is built on what they refuse to react to. You can copy a man's schedule. You cannot copy his emotional sovereignty. This brings us to the core law of human dynamics. This is the mental compass you must use to navigate every room you enter, every negotiation you face, and every relationship you build from this day forward. The only way to become truly indispensable to others is to make them entirely dispensable to you. Tomorrow morning, the world will wake up and the game of volume will resume. People will panic, they will overwork, and they will try to drag you back into the anxiety of the crowd. Before you step back onto the board, you must diagnose where you are currently bleeding leverage. Ask yourself these 5 questions. Who in your life or your career can currently trigger an emotional reaction from you with a single sentence? Whoever they are, they own a piece of your psychological real estate. When was the last time you allowed a heavy silence to stretch in a conversation, simply watching the other person squirm, rather than rushing in to soothe their discomfort? Do you actually possess the architecture of exit? Or are you merely posturing, secretly terrified to draw a boundary because you have nowhere else to go? Can you hold deep, genuine empathy for a person's situation and still calmly deny them what they want because it compromises your position? And finally, are you exhausted because you are meticulously building an invisible fortress, or simply because you are sprinting on a treadmill someone else controls? If you are done being a commodity, if you are done competing on effort and volume, draw the line tonight. Anchor this shift in your identity. Go to the comments below and leave this exact phrase as a contract with yourself. I observe. I do not react. This is Velvet Dagger. We do not yell to be heard. We build our leverage in the quiet. We master our own nature, and we let the rest of the world exhaust itself trying to copy the surface. Subscribe if you are ready to stop playing their game and start quietly controlling the board.